We have a special event today, which is the evaluation training, which usually we have actual evaluations when we have speakers. Today we have DTM Petra, who's going to do a special practice evaluation so we can become better evaluators. The reason for that is because we need quality meetings. And the reason you want to have quality meetings is so you can learn, because you want to be a better thinker, better listener, or a better speaker. And the only way you can do that is have somebody criticize you, I should say. Give you better feedback so that you can improve yourself. And that's what evaluations are for. And she's going to teach you a little bit about that. I know we could take probably a whole day on this, but she's given us her time and her expertise. And I'd like to introduce to you DTM Petra.
Mr. Toastmaster and the President, ladies and gentlemen, and honored guests, how many of you love to do evaluation? 1, 2, 3 and a half. Okay. What about the rest of you? Don't you want to do it?
No.
Do you find evaluation difficult or easy? Wilson find it very
When I
easy.
came, when they say, oh, my duty is evaluator, my heart sank.
So you
very easy one.
even though you did it very well, you thought it was difficult, right? So today, thank you very much for having me over here for doing the training in this session. I'm not teaching you, but we're going to share and discuss and find out what the best way, the easiest way to tackle evaluation. In 2001, I joined Toastmasters, and the international motto was friends helping friends to succeed. Do you like it? Yes. Friends helping friends to succeed. And that's why, because all of you are my lovely, lovely friends, and I'm here to help you succeed. What is the English word that means help? Helping friends to succeed. H-E-L-P. What is the English word?
Assist.
Assist.
Aid.
Thank you very much. I like all of them. But I'm going to pick up
But I think she likes aid better.
easy one. How do you spell it?
AID.
A-I-D.
Without the S.
Right. So we don't want to talk about AIDS, right? We want to talk about AIDS and it's helping. A-I-D. Okay. AID is all about evaluation. A stands for approach. How do we approach evaluation? What are the formula? What are the methods? What are the duties of an evaluator?
Positivity or something?
Yes, correct. We'll just talk about that. And I stands for identifying quality of a speech. If we don't know how to listen, if we don't know how to point out which one is good or not so good, we cannot be a good evaluator, can we? No. And what about D? An evaluator also delivers a speech, correct?
Yes.
So we are going to talk about how to deliver your evaluation. How about that? Do you think that's interesting?
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you very much. You are a kind audience. Okay. At Toastmasters, we're going to talk about approach. Toastmasters advises us to use sandwich approach. Have you heard about that?
Yes.
Yes.
What does it mean? Does it mean we go to buy a few sandwiches and give to the speaker and we can become friends? Does it mean like that?
No. No.
Wilson, does it mean like that? What does it mean? A sandwich approach.
The good, the bad, and the ugly.
Wow! The good, the bad, the ugly. Yeah, I agree. Okay, let's see. if I can draw a sandwich. A piece of bread, right? And you have some goodies, correct? The ugly, the goodie inside here, right? And then you have another piece of bread here. Am I correct? So, when you take a look at a sandwich, and Toastmasters say we should use a sandwich approach in our evaluation. Can you tell me what it could mean by looking at that sandwich? Why do they have to have two pieces of bread on one side and the other side? Why? Why did TI advise us to use sandwich approach? Yes?
Give the speaker to what they do and give another one this they should do.
Wow, fantastic! Tell the speaker what they have done and what they should have done, right? You are so right. This piece of bread, like what they have done, and the ugly is what they should have done, correct? And I think personally, the reason why Toastmasters advises us to use the sandwich approach is because sandwich is so easy to eat, easy to handle, right? Don't you think so? You can eat in the office, at home, at work, on the go, on the move. You can eat it all the time. So a sandwich approach in evaluation is not only about doing evaluation for a speech at club's meeting. It's about you having employees, having staff under you, and each year you have to do the review. You can use a sandwich approach, correct? In that kind of meeting too. So Toastmaster is not training you what we could learn and improve at a meeting. Toastmaster giving you way beyond that, something that is more useful than you could ever imagine. That's why our speaker was so committed to Toastmasters. That's wonderful. So you can eat it on the go, and the reason why we have two pieces of bread here is to protect our hands from getting dirty. So if you give the goodies, the stuff inside here like tuna fish and mayonnaise and so on, without the pieces of bread, would it get so dirty on the speaker's hand? Yeah. It would, right? So that's why you have to do this according to the advice of Toastmasters International, which is C. The first C stands for commendation. What does it mean, commendation? John, could you please help me?
Commendation, well, kind of like an award or compliment.
Compliment,
Or
praise
award.
someone, am I right? Praising someone, picking up the good quality, the good points from that speech and put it there in the first C. So in this piece is the first C, am I right? And the goodie and the ugly here is the R. What do you think R stands for?
Recommendation.
Woo! Great audience. You should have come and teach instead of me, right, Edwin? No. Okay, so the R stands for recommendation. What does it mean, teacher?
Okay.
Recommendation?
Recommendation is to approve of something.
To approve of something and to suggest
Suggest that
something,
people follow
right?
it.
To suggest something. Okay, I would have preferred your speed to be a little bit slower so I could catch understand, something like that, suggesting the other way to do something, right? And what about the last C? Is the bottom part of the brain. What could it be? Conclusion is good too. Very positive conclusion. It means commendation. So commendation, recommendation, and commendation. You get it? That's a sandwich approach. Do you agree? Do you agree that if a speaker, when the speaker finishes speaking, and we come up here and say nice things about what she did, what you like so much about that speech is the first commendation. And then you give recommendation like, maybe you could speak a little bit longer because you still have more time to share with us what your life is all about. That's recommendation, right? And the last C, I love your enthusiasm. I never thought that you would include Toastmaster, which is a subject relating to the audience. Something like that. Wouldn't you agree? And would you think that the speaker feel good when you do the CRC?
Yes.
Okay, she won't feel hurt, right? That's why the pill, when you take antibiotic pills, why the pill is coated? Because the pill is bitter. It's so hard to swallow, right? Something good, something that is useful, something that it will help us, but it tastes bad, bitter. So we don't want to swallow it. That's why each very valuable pill is coated, so that it's easier for us to eat, to take. And it's easier to eat the sandwich because the goodie is protected between two slices of bread and protect your hand from getting dirty and difficult to handle, right? So what about the I? Identify, right? So I am a master of acronym again. So the I is C, D, S. Have you seen this before? C, D, S. Okay. A speech has got one important element, which is a C. Wow. I think I should quit and you can come up here and teach me. A content is a big part of a speech, right? You can do a delivery, very big hand gesture, but you don't have the content. You think the audience is going to listen to you? No. So the content, and what about the D? The speech has got the content and the D?
Development.
Development, yeah. Delivery, correct? My ears are good. My ears are so good. So the I.
Wish I could do an exam with you.
Okay, so what do we look for? Let me go back a little bit to C, content. What do we look for in the content? We look for the topic, T. We look for the objectives of the speech. Number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, there are different objectives, right? And we look for the point. Did it give a good point to take home, to remember? After you go home, you still remember this speech of a person named Joy, and she loves Toastmaster, and she loves friends and everything. She has a lot of points, right? Points is a message. So If you put in acronym again, from content, you look for T and O, which is
The
objective, and
point.
wow, you're wonderful audience.
Woo!
Woo!
Right now.
So topic, objective, point, and look for relationship. Sometimes you have one topic which is not really related to the content, to the point, to the objectives, right? So you look for good relationship between topic, objective, and points. Okay, what about delivery? What do we look for? Delivery, what do we look for? E, F, V, B. Nick, what do we look for in the delivery?
Effectiveness.
E, each.
Easy
This is
to
an acronym. E,
Easy.
right, you're right. E is for eye contact. All right. I told you I don't have good ear. E is for eye contact. And what about F? F.
Face.
Yeah? Okay, facial expression. Great answer, John. John is always right. John is never wrong. His last name is right. You So F is from facial expression. So when I'm talking with you now, and if I keep my face straight, what did she say? Her face doesn't say what her words are saying. So you've got to use everything, use your E.
Ears.
Good answer.
I've never got it right yet, but it seems to me, I think you're being kind rather than.
And what about F? F?
Facial.
Facial expression, good answer. Okay, what about V?
Voice.
Oh, yeah.
Voice. Great answer. Vocal variety.
Oh, yeah.
You cannot go all through the speech for 5 minutes, 7 minutes, or even 2 minutes, 3 minutes of your evaluation using the same tone of voice from the beginning to the end.
Yes.
What is going to happen?
Boring.
People are going to have a contest. If you use monotone, it's called snoring contest. Okay, so what about B?
Body language.
Oh wow! Body gesture. Exactly. Body gesture, body movement. When you want to make another point.
Belly dance. That's only for me.
See, I'm getting a lot of help. So let's repeat. Let's go back. E for
Eye contact.
F for V for and B for belly. Thanks for your help.
I've ruined the Toastmasters here.
Okay, what about the D?
How about S?
How about this?
Oh, yes. See, I thought
CBS.
I thought you were sleeping.
S for sleepy.
That's the good.
That's for all sleeping. Okay, what about the S? And I don't have it here either. Okay, what about the S?
Summary.
Summary.
Really? Really? A good speech has got good content, good delivery, and good S. No. Lun, S, sugar. Yeah. For a speech. Good content, good,
Delivery.
delivery, good.
Speed. Must be.
You're right. Right.
Yes.
Wow.
Good structure.
Okay. Thank you for being kind.
But not right.
You know, sometimes it's better to be kind than to be right.
Yes.
Your favorite topics, right? So, what is a good structure? It has to have FFS. Okay, you have to say something about my assistant. I have a trainer assistant. His name is Nick. And he gave me a dry marker. Okay. So, structure has got F, F, S. So what do you think they are? Good. The first F is for
Focus.
fast, slow.
Focus.
You're right. The first F is for good foundation. If you're building a building, a house, if that house is not built on a good foundation, how long do you think that building is going to last? And you want to give a speech that lasts. Don't you think so? Okay. So the first F is foundation, and we'll talk about that later. What about the second F? Second F. Edwin.
Fearless.
Fearless. You are so right.
I was afraid to say that.
Second F, Philip, is a logical flow.
Oh, flow, okay.
If you tell your housekeeper to cook rice, if you put number 1 step in the third line and put number 4 step on the first line, you think you will have that rice cooked for you? No. So you've got to have a good logical flow that is easy to understand, right? Logical flow. And what about the third letter, S?
Summary.
Summary? Good. What else? Okay. When you go to exercise, what do you want to become?
Strength.
Strong.
You want to become strong. All of you are right. You've got to have strong beginning and strong ending. It's very important. No matter how good a foundation, a good logical flow, but if you don't have that attention getter, you think your speech will be memorable? People are going to take it home? Say, if I say to you, according to World Health Organization report, every 20 seconds, one person somewhere in this world commits suicide. What do you think causes a person to take his own life? Do you think this could be a strong beginning?
Yes.
Yeah. Statistic is one of the strong beginner. And if I begin my speech like Dr. Martin Luther King said, I have a dream. Dr. Smedley said, I have a dream of making effective communication and leadership a worldwide reality. That's why we're having this Toastmasters practice in Thailand. Do you think that is a good beginner?
Yes.
Okay, so you must have S, which means strong beginning and strong ending. Also, at the ending, you can put quotation, you can also put statistic, you can put news, breaking news in the current affair. You can do it like that. So you can have C is for content, D is for delivery, S is for structure. And a structure must have a good foundation, a good logical flow, and wow, you're also good. And let's go back to top. Content must be a top one. T is for topic, O objectives, P
Points.
point. And you have to see that T, O, P are in good relationship. And what about delivery? What are we looking for? I,
Contact.
E, F,
Facial
facial expression, V, vocal variety, and okay. So now we go to D. How do you deliver your evaluation? Your evaluation is also a speech, right? And it's got to be a good one too. Don't you think?
Yeah.
You are commenting on another person's speech, but your own is a flop. So, do you have credibility doing that? People will not give you credit, right? So, you must deliver good. So, what are we looking for? We are looking for directions in delivery. Okay, so that's why we need an equipment called GPS. GPS, that little device that tells us to turn left, turn right, to go ahead, to hit a wall, right? So, what do they stand for? G.
Go.
Sorry?
Go.
You're so right. G stands.
Why do you say go?
G stands for greeting and communicating. Correct?
Great.
Without the good greeting, how do you greet? Like competent Toastmaster Wilson just showed us how he greeted the Toastmaster of the day, the audience, and then the speaker. But all through his delivery, now we're talking about D, right? Delivery from the evaluator. Competent Toastmaster Wilson did not keep his eyes fixed with the speaker because he is sharing the message with the whole audience. Am I correct?
Yes.
You want him to share with only the speaker? No. What will happen if Wilson just, Joyce, I like that better, I like that very much, I don't like that, I like that again, and he never looks at other people. You think that will be a good delivery from an evaluator?
No.
Right. So you think greeting and communicating is important?
Yes.
So only greet the speaker, but you don't have to keep your eyes fixed with the speaker because you are sharing the message with everybody in the audience. You agree with me?
Yes.
Thank you.
The choice.
Great audience.
I'll look at that more.
That is called focus on
So
the
what
details.
is? What about P?
Not gonna say it.
Peter. Peter is not here. He left the building. What about P? Wilson, help me. What about P?
Absolutely no idea.
Okay. Very good answer. P. So personalized your language. Personalize your language. I like that very much. I would prefer, it's I, only I who are saying this. This is my O, Nick, O.
Or opinion.
This is my opinion. See how good it is. This is my all, right? Nobody else's. I'm not speaking on behalf of everybody. I'm speaking from my heart, my sincerity, my opinion, my feeling, my preference, right? You're not speaking on behalf of anyone, and you're not judging. You are evaluating according to how you personally feel. So when you deliver your evaluation, don't forget to use these words. I feel, I personally like, I would like to see, I personally personalize your language. And what about the S? What do you think? Single. Single.
You know you're single.
I guess you. Single with dancing. So John, does it mean reaffirming with that?
S?
Reaffirming. She said single. So
Yeah.
is she reaffirming? Yeah, reaffirming. Affirming. Okay. Single. What else besides single? What does the S stand for? G is for greeting and communicating with the whole audience. And P is for personalize your language. And what could S be?
Summarize?
Wow.
Sincerity. Oh.
Sincerity is one of the very good one. And another
That
one.
means it's not right.
Another S which is equally good.
Sexy?
That's too good.
I'm still on the belly dance.
What else? What else? Sincerity, that's good. Sincerity is used all through your evaluation. What about this? Concrete?
Systematic?
Tangible? Systematic? Did you say?
Yes.
Okay, that's a good one too. But I think suggestions. Suggestions. Sometimes you go through evaluation. Did you remember Wilson's suggestions? A lot of suggestions. All of those useful suggestions. Without suggestion, you will not get a point at a contest. When you enter a contest, you have good greeting, you have good personalized your language, but you don't have good suggestion. You say something, it's so good, but how did you say it? To make it so good in your opinion, you have to show it, right? You have to give sample, give suggestion. And when when the speaker didn't do up to your liking, you would like to give as suggestions. Okay, and you have to be specific, you have to be clear about it. So, suggestion, if it is good, sample. Sample of what that person did really well. Okay, now, you think you remember everything we have talked about so far from the A, I, D? What is the A?
Approach.
Approach. What? A student, okay. This is C student. This side answer. More than this side. Okay. What about I? Identify what?
Quality of speaking.
The speech quality, right? The speech quality. And what about D?
Delivery. Speech.
Okay. How to deliver your own evaluation, correct?
Right.
Okay. So, would you like to practice?
Sure.
Do you still remember Joy's icebreaker?
Yes.
You still remember vividly because that was a fantastic speech. So we break into 3 groups. Okay, may I have 3 volunteers except Joy? You let other people do it. Okay, except Joy, may I have 3 volunteers to be evaluators?
Can I suggest John?
He has to volunteer.
Okay. Am I gonna have like a team?
Loon?
Okay.
Okay, another person, another evaluator, another evaluator.
Very tense.
Kate. Okay. Can you come up here?
All.